Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 33 of Read This Way. For everyone watching that usually watches us on Facebook, thanks for coming over. Also, well, I couldn't make an announcement on Twitch, so more technical difficulties.
More. We love them. We attract them. That's how we're going to roll from now on, I think. Just technical difficulties all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have a bucket load of news this week?
There is so much. I forgot to add your little tag.
Don't. People are going to expect me to be some sort of extravagant host, and I'm the reverse. Switch those around because that's your hosting is way better than mine. Way better. No, that's not what I meant.
I know.
Okay, I know. All right, what do you got for us then? Here, I'll take the lead.
Oh, we do have so much news. It's really weird because I was a bit clairvoyant last episode.
Yeah,
talking about an origami.
Yeah, that was weird, right?
That was super. I was a bit creeped out by that. I was like, okay. But yeah, no, there's a couple of things in the weeklies. I've got my list, but I'm like, I don't want to go fully into it. But I mean, we'll be talking about it in depth anyway. So, Cipher Academy, Oshinoko, Attack on Titan, High School Family, Spy Family, and Takopi's Original Sin, and just we've got some deaths as well, which is a bit sad. Always sad.
Some sad news.
But that kind of covers most of what we're going to be talking about news-wise. The weeklies, again, we're eating good this year. I don't think there's been a disappointment with the weeklies so far.
No, they've been providing me with substantial meals.
Sustenance.
Indeed. Great sustenance.
Yeah.
So let's run the intro and then we'll get stuck into it.
I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Yeah.
Also, we're always going to be talking about Chainsaw Man when a new chapter drops. So
always.
Yeah. However, before we get into any of the really cool manga and anime stuff, just a quick little shout out to our buddy / producer plus whatever man.
The guy we like.
That's right. The guy we work with and stuff. The Talking Bread's got only 5 days left to go. It's getting really close to its goal. If you're into the wacky cartoon comedies, jump onto it. It's a fun read. You can check out all of Halftone Productions properties. Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. Yeah.
On
top of this great remastering of the original, he has gone absolutely bonkers in redoing this, and the color work is phenomenal. He's done a spectacular job. So yeah. And make sure you get yourself an atomic toaster pin because those things look mad.
They do. I really, really like the rubber hose cover.
The rubber hose cover is great.
They're my favorite. I think he outdid himself with those ones. If you're vibing more of you can get all of our digital comics. So Amphibian Noir done by Logan, Super RBA done by me, Apparition done by Kieran as well, In Purgatory. And there's this little anthology series done by a bunch of different Aussie creators. I almost can't speak anymore.
No, you had it.
You had a bit of a stroke. We did a couple of. Well, we didn't do a couple. We did a couple of pages. We did a little short story in that one.
Little short story. We worked together. Yeah. It was great.
That was our first one, actually. That was fun.
It was a great mind reading experience.
It was. Oh, he's got the Master Baker. That's right. You can even get yourself drawn into the comics, so that's an awesome little add on thingy for that. But yeah, jump on over, get that stuff, get it,
check it out. You gonna link it? Put in the link.
Absolutely, I've already copied.
Done.
Stop.
Hit it.
There we go.
Go over. Pause the video. Go check it out.
In the doobly doo. Well, actually, no, it's on the side in the live stream. I forgot. Yeah, the first of the news. Noragami is ending, which was so weird. I was
just
completely
talking about that, right?
I don't even remember the context, to be honest.
We were talking about how it was still going.
Yeah.
And I think because we were having a little bit of a conversation about hiatuses and long-running series.
Maybe.
And it turns out that that is one of those long-running series that may have had a few hiatus in between.
27 volumes. Or was it that I was referencing it to something else? I don't know.
Maybe.
I do that. I do that a lot.
We would actually have to go back and watch our own video, but we're not going to do that.
It's like how I tell people what Kajiki Chef is like. I'm like, it's like Naruto if it had a child with Food Wars.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I get that vibe. But it's also it's got more comedy in it, I want to say.
The original Naruto had it was a comedy battle manga.
Early on,
it was very goofy,
but I think it got a lot more serious later on.
Yeah, it was like slapstick almost.
Yeah,
like whoa, Naruto ate spoiled milk and now he can't stop pooping.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's like burnt into my memory.
Right. 5 minutes in, and we're talking about poop already.
Then specifically like the abridged of not even the abridged, it was the abridged that I think it was Little Karibo was doing a rip on the piss poor effort of the original Naruto abridged. It's a really funny watch. I don't even know if it's still up on YouTube anymore. That really dates us, doesn't it? Or abridged series is still a thing?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, at least with the the re-voice acting as well, like Dragon Ball Abridged. I think that's dead now, isn't it? Or has it moved to a new platform?
What's like Team? I don't know if I'm familiar with these. What?
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, you know what abridging is, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's basically, so for anyone that doesn't know, they it was a bunch of creators online. They got together and condensed down these massive series into little 10-15 minute episodes where they would go over multiple episodes and kind of turned it into a bit of a comedy series, reworking the original material, and they would redub the anime, and it was, some of them are really good. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff was pretty good. It was probably the first.
They got a lot to work with there, though.
Oh yeah. Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Hellsing Abridged is probably my favorite. Followed by the Naruto Abridged. Oh nah, but it was it. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged started it, and then it was like condensing stuff down, and it had its own little comedy take onto it, and that kind of became the standard. So then they were condensing stuff down, or even just like making their own intellectual property with the existing the existing animation. It is pretty good.
Okay. Well, maybe at some point I will get around to
getting very off topic now. So
here we are. Let's get back to news.
So
what were we talking about?
Noragami ending in with its 27th volume. So it's been going for a while. That's a
good run.
I've only actually watched the anime for it, and it was one of my favorites. It's pretty good. I don't know how it compares to the manga. Now that it's ending, I think I might actually jump onto it. I liked the world and the characters, and man, like I'm just a sucker for like the Shinto stories and yokai, and it's
all up
straight up my wheelhouse. Yeah, I mean, it was like the precursor to like Aishimon. It's probably the closest
In a
thing.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. Closest thing that I can think of at the top of my head, anyway.
Yeah.
I know, right? Pour one out for the homies. Cipher Academy, the translator for that has stated that it is untranslatable, and he quit. Just straight up, he quit.
He just had enough. And I look, to be honest, I think this might be more of a repercussion of the way fans treat these people.
Oh man.
It's because that series got really hammered on Twitter for its translation. So after you sent me that link, I went back and actually read through a few things.
Right, because there was another post underneath which was referencing My Hero Academia, which it was ripping on the official translation compared to the what do they call it? Yeah, the fan translation, essentially, the scans of the raws. And to be honest, if you look one layer deeper, the original version, so the Japanese release, looks identical to the Viz translation. It's got editor's notes all over the place. The whole point was that Hirokoshi didn't want you to kind of understand what this young girl was saying and speaking in all of her lingo and stuff. And I actually thought it was really funny. Like, it had 5 notes for one bubble, and like it starts off like coherent, and then by the end of the editor's notes, the editor's just like, oh man, I got no idea.
Whereas it was great. The fan just translates the words and goes, this is what it's meant to say. Instead of providing,
it was a direct translation.
It's meant to be that age gap lingo. So you're not meant to understand what they're saying, because
my what favorite they're saying
was is made up.
The last thing that was like in the editor's notes, which was my favorite, was no cap, which I've only just recently learned myself. And he's just like talking about no hats or something. I don't know. I was like, yeah, man, I feel you on that.
Man, it's so hard to keep track of. And he's clearly feeling the age by the sounds of it, as the lingo does keep changing and evolving. And it's just so hard to keep track of. It really is.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun to work with. And there's nothing more entertaining than seeing someone of my age using lingo of that particular type.
I love, my favorite thing now that I'm kind of getting older and like everyone, like the younger guys are starting to use the lingo around me, and I like to use it out of context or in the wrong, purposely in the wrong spots, and it just kills them. Oh, it murders their insides. It's the best feeling in the world.
It's fantastic. I love it. There's nothing more cringy than saying things in the incorrect manner.
Or just adding the in front of it, like the Minecraft is probably my favorite.
Oh my god, did you guys see that video on the YouTube the other day?
The YouTube is another good one.
It's great. It's also great. It's one of those liberties the older generation gets to play with.
So yeah, he straight up quit. What was it that you were going to say? Was it that translator in particular, or was it the
I
Hero
think
Academia
it's that
one?
translator in particular just had enough of all these
They
people.
are the unsung heroes. Like in
we
terms
forget
of like
that,
it's
the amount
in Japanese.
of work that these guys do.
In
the
a
amount
week.
of work they do is insane. And it's not even a week.
What do you mean?
You've got to understand that when does it drop in Japan?
Yeah.
They've got to
surely they'd be getting it early.
Like 48 hours. I don't know how much earlier they'd be getting it.
Yeah, I don't know.
because
surely
unless they're a week ahead,
they'd have to be a week ahead. Surely,
you'd hope.
You would hope.
At least the script would be.
Yeah.
And
not only that, there's the lettering as well, which is another person altogether.
Yeah. Lettering, transcription, and then you've got producers, editors. I imagine they have to send it back to Shonen to make sure it all makes sense with them. So it's not just one person taking linguistic liberty with whatever they see on the page, and then everybody else goes, oh yeah, that's what it is. So this stuff's filtered properly, and the idea is it's not just translation, but it's getting the idea across.
It's localization as well.
Yeah, and that's
which
one of
is
the
another thing
parts.
in and of itself.
Because we all know that the humor is so hard to translate sometimes,
especially with Cipher Academy. Like
wordplay.
That first chapter was. I remember reading it and being like, "Wow!" Like it was an entire poem, and I'm just like, no one who is not a native Japanese speaker, and even then is a bit of a stretch, like would be able to make any sense of this.
I can guarantee you, when you were reading that, you got 10 pages in, went, I'm pretty sure Logan quit at this point.
No, actually, it was a couple of pages in. I tried deciphering it, and I got burnt out trying, and I was like, this. And then I'm like, nah, Logan's not going to like this one.
Nah, too many words on the page.
And then, what was it? A couple, like it was not, like I haven't read it for a couple of chapters, and I don't know, because Jack's been keeping up with this one. I don't know whether or not it's going to get another translator, if it's going to be straight up cancelled. I doubt that it'll be straight up cancelled. I just don't think it'll be localized.
I have a feeling that they're going to, if it breaks the 20 chapter mark, if it keeps going, I think they'll start translating it. But I don't think they'll carry it over until they know it's going to continue. Yeah.
And by they, you mean Viz, right?
Viz, yeah. Unless someone else decides to pick it up. Yeah,
but it's a Shonen Jump property, and Viz has all the licensing, so it's unlikely.
Yeah. Unlikely.
Oshinoko has just announced that it's going to be getting a 90-minute movie-length episode airing in cinemas in Japan for its first episode, which is pretty dang cool.
In cinemas?
In cinemas, yeah. It's
been like top 10 in manga for how many months now?
It's pretty big. It's not a Jump title, but it is being published on Shueisha's Manga Plus website. Late last year, I believe it came over. I'm a couple of chapters behind now.
Do we know who the publisher is for that one?
If you can fill the air for a second.
Okay, don't worry about it. I was just hoping that you knew off the top of your head.
You do the lookup. I'll talk about it because I actually read it. Yeah. It's so for anyone that's just tuning in for Oshinoko, it's written by the author of Kaguya-sama Love is War, done at the same time while they're doing that manga, and illustrated by the mangaka for Scum's Wish, which was published under Crunchyroll in the West. It's set around so at the start, it feels like it's going to be an idol anime or an idol manga, but it does drastically take a very big turn, which is why I think they're going for a 90-minute first episode, because it'll be basically setting up the entire premise. So giving you the world building, the character building, the big plot twist and hook, and then episode 2 will be the continuation of just like normal anime sort of release. It starts off with a doctor treating a patient who has, I think she's got leukemia. Like, she's young, she's dying, and both him and her end up connecting over basically becoming idol fans of this one in particular girl. That's her name. Forgot. She hasn't been present in the manga for so long now. And she's pregnant with twins. So the whole premise at the start is that he's got to keep it under wraps. It's very hush hush. Otherwise, she's going to get cancelled because she's like one of the big idols in Japan at the time in Bikamachi, this little idol group. And the doctor and the patient with the leukemia that he's treating both die around the same time and get reincarnated as the idol's babies, which is really weird as a concept. And that ties into what the title is, which is basically roughly translated as like My Star, or basically what idol fans refer to as like their idol.
So the Oshinoko title roughly translates as their idol's children.
And the second translation, so it's got a dual.
Children of our favorite.
Yeah.
It's got a few weird translations, and it's definitely.
Hey Trossi, oh yes, I'm super hyped for the Demon Slayer movie. I'm actually.
Sorry.
Yeah. I like Demon Slayer. I need to catch up actually. The animes, I've like read all the manga, but I need to catch up on the anime for it. There's also a Black Clover movie coming out soon too.
Yeah.
Actually, that was part of the other news. But yeah, no, Oshinoko is really cool. I like it. It at its core, it's a deep dive deconstruction of the entertainment industry as a whole, and it kind of gives you snapshot behind the scenes of different industries. So it starts off with the idol, then it shifts to you know what, the order is going to be wrong. It does movies, TV shows, reality TV, stage plays, adaptations. I think we're about to go into anime. I don't remember. I'm a bit behind.
Let's just say, put it on your list.
It's cool.
Definitely an option you want to jump on board with. And just going back to where we were before, published by Shueisha in Weekly Young Jump.
Okay, so it's not in Jump.
Still there. Yeah, it's still their title, just not
that makes sense.
In the regular Weekly Young Jump, but it's classified as a seinen.
Yeah,
so that's intriguing, isn't it?
It's a bit dark. Like there's a bit of murder in there, and it's been itching that mystery series before Ichinoso came around.
You're a mystery boy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like it's a genre that I didn't know that I was obsessed with until I didn't realize I didn't have enough.
Yeah, you got that little taste. Takopi gave you a little taste.
Oh man, Takopi was so good.
Speaking of Takopi, there's some news. Yeah, segue.
Spy Family and Takopi's Original Sin were both nominated for the 27th Cultural Awards. As much as I personally love Spy Family, I do believe that it should go to Takopi's. It's a nice, self-contained story, which just was, outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, now I've got the hiccups.
Yeah. It's not two that I would compare simply because Spy Family feels like a standard week to week, whereas Takopi feels like a love project. It's something done by an artist for art's sake, essentially. So it's really hard to compare the two, and I'm always going to pick Takopi.
And for people who don't know, Takopi's Original Sin is on Manga Plus app. You can read it for free there. And it was the precursor, I guess you could say, completely unrelated to Ichinose
Family Sin.
It is Family Sin?
The Ichinose Family Sin.
I've just been calling it Ichinose's Family or Ichinose, and like haven't really been doing the full title for ages.
The full, yeah. Well, you know, it's standard Australian thing to do.
I know, shorten everything.
It has been really good, and man, it is starting to lay on thick now. It's
heavy.
You know, before it was like, oh yeah, something weird's happening, and now it's like, wow, so many weird things going
is happening.
Yeah, it's definitely getting better. But that's a weird
the weird thing is that like it draws your focus to specific things, and it still has that overarching mystery of like we've got no answers for what is actually going on.
No, not really.
If anything, we've gotten more questions.
A lot of questions.
We're finding out it. The only thing we're getting answers on is character development and like what's been happening in the lives previous to the accident. But even then, that's raising more questions.
So many questions.
Oh, it's so good. High School Family is ending, I believe, this week or next. Actually, it must be next because 14 will be taking its place. Will be the new one shot, I reckon.
Yeah,
so I reckon it'll be volume 14 of the Jump serialization, which is March. Yeah.
I think that's one of those ones that had a longer than it should have lifespan.
Nearly 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Like I think it's on like chapter 97 or something like that.
And I know it's a gag manga. I hope they've ended it relatively naturally.
Oh my god, I take that back. 122 chapters.
There you go. I knew it'd been running for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah. They're loving it. They were loving it. I couldn't get it because it was that comedy barrier that I struggled with.
I don't know. I don't know if it's how big gag manga is over in the West. Most of the people that I know that are like heavily into manga and anime do not really read those sort of series.
But they'll watch it. They'll watch anime.
Well, yeah, I can see it translating better in anime because you've got the timing.
Visual timing and translation and voice acting definitely helps a lot.
Yeah. But personally for me, it just doesn't hit in manga form, and I don't even really give them a time of day, which I'm sorry. But it's not for me.
It's a personal preference. It's all about the flavor.
No, I'm saying sorry to the mangaka.
Well, yeah, but like I said, he had a good run.
It's a fantastic concept. I do like the concept, but
it's an interesting idea. And when I first read it, I'm just like, that's interesting, and then didn't really follow through.
Hey, Jack's here. Hey, you missed most of the news, but it's fine.
You come in just in time for the sad news.
Well, hang on, no, not yet. Well,
no, not yet. You were
still
you were doing news, cancellations.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, well, that is sad news, isn't it? Yeah. Jack already knows about this one. He doesn't care about that one. I told him about Cipher Academy the other day, and he got really upset. Attack on Titan staffers are allegedly being overworked, shocking no one. It's still speculation because no one's actually come forward and gone, yeah, we're being overworked, because they don't do that. It's all about the collective and getting the stuff out. But this
is 100% speculation from people who've seen pictures of. He's the director, isn't he?
Dude, he looks so. Yeah, he's the director. He looks so exhausted. And even in interviews,
I'm sure they all do.
Did you end up watching the video I sent you that followed up on that?
I didn't actually get around to it.
Okay, so we got this news via Chibi Reviews. He's another YouTuber that does kind of what this is, but he does it daily and has way more of a following than we do. But he went and did a bit more research, and I did my research off the back of his research. So thanks, man. He did go and benefit the doubt it with like camera angles and lighting and whatnot can very much affect the look of someone's bags, and went to the effort of finding videos and interviews where you could see it in a bit of a better, like in motion, it wouldn't look as bad. No, it still looks pretty bad.
Yeah, but take a photo, have a look at photos from 10 years ago. Is it?
Wow. Yeah. No, he got some older ones, and yeah, it's still pretty speculative, and we won't know definitively, but it's leaning more to the side. And I mean, it's the industry. Like, they're all pretty overworked and underpaid.
That's because people keep demanding anime quicker.
Yeah, and more of it.
And we keep saying, just hold your horses, relax, let these people work, do their magic. I prefer quality over quantity, and I would rather watch, 10 amazing anime than 50 mediocre ones.
Right.
So,
it's like, we're not going to know unless he or others from the team come forward, or even like a leaker or whatever comes forward and says that they're being overworked. We won't know definitively, but also just look at the release schedule of Attack on Titan. It is so out of whack. It is crazy. Like, we're getting one episode coming up, which
Mappa are doing that now.
Which again, they have taken on so much.
Yeah. They've got to have different studios, surely enough. They can't be all operating from the same.
It's all the one. It's all the
15 guys on computers animating all this stuff.
What was I? Damn it! No, it's gone.
You lost it. That's okay.
That covered all of my news. So, and the last bit of sad news.
The last bit of sad news is it is sad. It's the passing of Leiji Matsumoto, who is one of the more popular older generation of manga and anime. Yeah. He was responsible for Space Pirate Captain Harlock, Galaxy Express 999, and Queen Emeraldalis. I mean,
like, the original run of Captain Harlock was 1977, just for reference.
Yeah.
They did do a 2013 remake movie, though, which is amazing for, like, just the capabilities of the CGI. Just visually, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's actually quite a nice put-together piece of work. They did a good job on that.
I knew nothing about it and was like, I saw a trailer and was like, I need this. I don't care what. I need it. It was one of the best purchases I've made. Like, blind. I got the Blu-ray and chucked it in, and it was like, my eyes were just blown away. And that was 10 years ago now. And I watched it again not too long ago because my partner hadn't seen it, and it still holds up. Like, I don't know how much it holds up to the original property, but as a dark action fantasy sci-fi, such a cool movie.
Sums it up pretty well.
It's, oh my god, like, the extended release is huge.
I'll have to check out the extended release. I reckon I've only seen the regular, which is a shame. And he was also a supervising animator for Daft Punk's Interstellar 5555.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. The animation style is very much him.
Yeah. And that was done by Toei Animation.
Yeah, it might have been.
No, it was. I know that one. Interstellar 555 was like, I was big into Daft Punk and well, still am, but it was probably the first anime movie that it was my first anime movie, and it's a weird one because it's basically like a movie length music video clip.
Yeah, it's
So there's
pretty
no
psychedelic.
dialogue whatsoever. It's the whole story is told visually and through the music, and it is one of the coolest things you will ever watch.
It's pretty mad stuff. And if you enjoyed that, the old school sort of 70s style anime, but done peak quality animation.
If you saw, because I know One More Time would have been the one that was blasted everywhere, because that was the first music video that I saw for that from that movie. I didn't know it was a like from a movie at the time, but if you've seen the music video for that, that's literally like one section of that movie, and it's
yeah.
Great.
So he had a pretty solid life, passing away at 85. Started working in manga in 1953 while he was still in high school.
Wow.
So after graduating, he moved to Tokyo in the 50s and became a shoujo manga artist.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
he's got that vibe to him.
Yeah, especially like with that that art style. It's very like I can't remember what the term is, but yeah,
it's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
And now I want to go watch Interstellar 555.
Well, we'll sit down and watch it later. Five. There's 4 5s. Yeah. 5. Yeah, definitely. So does that wrap up our news?
The only other news absolutely. The only other news is that the Black Clover movie that I mentioned briefly before has been pushed back to June, I believe it was, due to COVID meddling. So like it's being
running
pushed back.
Rampant.
Those COVID shenanigans. Yeah, it's been pushed back a few months just to. I'm assuming it's like the polishing.
Yeah.
Because I think it was meant to come out in March, sometime like end of March.
Oh, okay. So they've probably finished up all the VA work and he's got the editing and sound.
I reckon it's editing and just polishing it up a bit. And I think that wraps up about the news. Actually, no, quick rapid fire. Where is it? We're getting a few cool color pages in the not next week's but the week after's release of Jump. It was Jujutsu Kaisen is getting the lead color page. Then it was I had notes for everything else except for this because it only came out like a couple of hours ago.
See what happens when we don't have notes?
I know. Ichinose, that's right. Ichinose and Akane Banashi are also getting color pages.
Ooh, they're gonna be nice.
I know. Oh man, Ichinose is so good.
So good.
There is going to be another character poll for Jujutsu Kaisen. I wonder if they're going to open it up to.
What are they doing? Why?
The West.
I wonder what these polls do. Surely enough, it's all advertising and sales.
I reckon it's partially
T-shirts
to see what they need to make merch of, and I wonder if it actually dictates anything on the story. So I wonder if the editors go, well, this character, and this character are very popular. You need to have them forefront. This character and this character and this character are your least popular. You need to nix them out or reduce their front and centerness.
That would be interesting. That would be an interesting.
I could see that.
Yeah,
but I think that sort of meddling would be a bit.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's the kind of meddling producers and editors do. It's what they're designed to do.
But then on the flip side of that, you've got like how popular Gojo was, and then they just yeeted him out of existence. But he was a problem because of how powerful he was.
Yeah, he was a problem in the plot.
He would be so hard to write for.
He'll come back. He'll go. He'll Goku it. He'll come back last minute.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be some in that issue as well. So early March, we're looking at some anime special information announcements. It's very vague when they say this, and it could literally just be like, it could be groundbreaking stuff like, oh, it's coming back this time, or like, hey, the DVD release is out.
Let's hope it's in response to that poll that they did the other month.
Oh yeah, we still haven't.
They want to.
We haven't heard anything about that.
No.
So Dr. Stone will be getting some anime information. Chainsaw Man will also be getting some anime information. I think that's actually it. I did see something, but I can't.
It'd just be release dates. But yeah.
I think that's about it. I think that's everything.
Or you might get your Chainsaw Man OVA beach moment.
True, because we were promised that in the PV, weren't we?
Yeah, that's
right. It's not really promised, but
that's what we want.
Got to see Denji in those board shorts, yo.
That's right.
I guess Power in the bikini, but
she just wants to eat everyone. One or the other.
So this is that section where we talk about the weeklies. So if you're not up to date, pause and come back in a sec. If you're watching live, mute us and keep the video running so you don't ruin our viewers.
Pause. Oh, you didn't do it.
Didn't I? Oh,
you were going to pause. No? Yeah.
I thought I was drinking, so I paused. But
okay.
My highlights. So I've come to the realization that my highlights are the ones that I go to first usually. What are your top three? What are your three that you go to? Okay, I'm going Ichinose Sakamoto, but I don't know what your third would be.
Are we just strictly talking Jump here, or are we
your weeklies?
My weeklies.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be Dan to Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
How could I be so stupid?
So yeah, my top three would be at the moment.
Okay. Monday strictly. So just Jump.
Just Jump. Then we're talking Sakamoto, Ichinose, and Ginkgo Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my top three that I read straight away as soon as I see it come up.
Yeah. Those are mine too. Just to be different though, I'd also throw in Black Clover and MHA and Jujutsu Kaisen in there as well.
You do all of this.
I do. But
they don't excite me as much. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably like my my 4th, 5th, and 6th, depending on what's coming out that week. Because they have their breaks.
How high that cliffhanger was last issue.
At One Piece, I'm naughty and I read the scans on Fridays. Because I just can't wait.
Because you are a hardcore fan.
Yeah. It also doesn't help that I subscribe to multiple YouTube channels that talk about the chapters that drop on the Friday. So I'm like, well, as soon as I open YouTube, it's potential spoilers. So I'm like, I just read it on Friday and then read it again on Monday.
Yeah.
Circling back really.
Chainsaw Man drops on Tuesday, doesn't it?
Wednesday. Dan to Dan drops on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's right.
Just circling back to our localization talk real quick. The localization and the fan translations between the Viz and the fan translations of One Piece are almost identical. The wording is so close that it honestly it's negligible, because I've been reading the two of them now. that one's pretty crazy.
But let's be honest here, One Piece isn't going to work in any literary awards for its detail and immaculate use of language.
I mean, you don't know.
It's a goofy manga. It's going to transcribe
it's
really
not
well.
the same. Oh, pardon me, not the same sort of level as what Cipher Academy was trying to do with. Oh yeah, forgot to mention. I don't think we spoke about this when it dropped, but the writer for Cipher Academy is the author of the Monogatari series, which
you were telling me about that.
So much in terms of like its wordplay and everything.
And its pacing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is there actually going to be a King of the Hill reboot?
I never watched the show. Everything about it disgusts me.
That boy ain't right. Look, to be honest, I never really watched much of King of the Hill either.
I see it crop up in memes and stuff, but
I don't know why. I don't think I had access to it.
There was that, and it's
very American.
Starters. Big cultural language difference.
I was more like Simpsons and Futurama. Those were my anime growing up.
I had actual anime when I was growing up.
Oh, well, no, the only thing I would consider that isn't strictly anime that I would consider anime is like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
It's very anime.
A lot of people argue that it is anime, but it's not.
I will actually one up here because I did actually read something today that kind of ties into news. The main reason it probably feels like anime is because they took a lot of inspiration to how Studio Ghibli works with their movies. It's specifically in particular with everything needs to be hand-drawn, even if it's going to be later done in CGI.
It's not the fact that it was made in a Korean studio.
I mean, probably partially, but
yeah, damn right.
Oh, yeah. See, I never got into Evangelion as a kid because I was like, God damn, Shinji is like the worst protag. Which, I mean, he still kind of is. Well,
Love to hate him.
He's actually a better character. I would say the protag for Rent a Girlfriend is the worst protag. Oh my god. Like, I really enjoyed season 1, and I got like 1 or 2 episodes into season 2 and was like, I can't stand this piece of crap. Not the show, the protagonist. I was like, you are just pathetic. Oh, I'm glad I got that off my chest.
Yeah. Now I'm going to show my age. I'm going to say that my lot when I was growing up, Astro Boy.
Oh, wow.
Macross, Transformers.
Macross. Actually, do you remember Robotech?
Don't say that word in front of me.
So, okay, I actually have like one of the Robotech VHSs that's in like the bubble VHS cases. Yeah. Oh man, it is like so trashy old. It barely worked when I got it.
So dude, there's like this story. There's actually a doco on how that was sold and edited and retranslated to English, and how badly it was slaughtered in the process.
Is that like a Sailor Moon sort of thing, or like a 4Kids butchering?
Worse. They were butchering like seasons together.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is Robotech its title, or is it?
No, Macross is the original title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't actually know that.
Oh no.
That is hilarious. That I just like, oh, did you know?
Yeah. I thought you were stirring my pot.
No. I had one of the Robotechs. I didn't realize it was. Oh, my cat's at the door. Poor Papa. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. She's yowling. She wants in, but she's not allowed in.
Yeah.
Minus like the weekday morning cartoons, so like your Pokemon, your Dragon Ball Z, and your Sailor Moon. I would say Fully Coolly, Bleach, and I'm struggling to think of something else that isn't those three. Oh, actually, it would have been Ghost in the Shell. Standalone complex. I saw that on SBS. Yeah, I know, right? Not the movies.
Not
I saw the movies.
Ghost in the Shell.
I saw the movies after.
Yeah.
I watched Standalone Complex
movie.
So
Standalone came in between 1 and 2.
Yeah, but those movies were already out.
Sorry. Okay. So it was years after the release.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, I just keep showing my age, don't I?
When did that come out?
Man, that was groundbreaking when that came out. Ghost in the Shell.
The movie or the series?
The movie. Still is groundbreaking. I mean, anybody who watches it now would look at it and go, "What has happened to anime?"
So it was 2002, and I probably watched it like 5 years later.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. See, right? He is the worst. Oh, so bad. One of the probably the biggest. Oh, the music in the Fully Coolly by the Pillows.
The Pillows, yes, man. I have those soundtracks on CD. That's how much I love those soundtracks.
Code Geass was probably one of the big ones that I got into, without seeing it on. Like, it was probably like one of the ones that I went into weekly, when it was releasing. And that was actually no, actually, it wouldn't have been my first Gundam. My first Gundam would have been Gundam Seed still.
Yeah. Which is, look, that was the intro, the gateway for a lot of people, Seed, because it was the most accessible, I think. One of the more popular series, but
probably Rurouni Kenshin as well would have been around that time.
I never got into that.
It's probably good now in hindsight, because he's a pedophile, so there's that.
yeah, because I mean, when you go back and watch the series again, you probably notice all the red flags.
You do actually, yeah. Like the main character, like Rurouni Kenshin, Kenshin, that's his name. Yeah. He's like, I don't know, in like his 30s, and he's like trying to like mac on with a 16-year-old, and you're like, but you don't notice that at the time because they were both drawn around looking the same age as well, and it's not really.
Yes. It's manga and anime; they all look the same age.
Yeah, but with that knowledge, going back and looking, you're like, oh, there are a few. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Drosy. That was a few years back. And not. I think it was he had files on his computer, and not much got done about it.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It is relatively public information now that all this stuff, so you can definitely dig into it if you really want to.
The guy from Act Age got like completely cancelled, but like Rurouni Kenshin is like
too popular,
a monolith over there. Oh god, what were some of the other ones? Peacemaker. It was another like samurai series. I also trying to remember. So it was like around the time, it would have been like 2000, between 2007 2009. I ended up having like a heart operation, getting a pacemaker, and one of my mum's co-workers was like, "Oh, your son's into anime. Here's 2 grocery bags full of box sets." So I got to watch like Full Metal Alchemist, Gundam Seed, and Gundam S Destiny, like all of Rurouni Kenshin.
But no GTA. What the hell?
Wait, GTA or GTO?
GTO, sorry. Wow. I gotta replay that too.
Yeah, no, Peacemaker Kurogane. It was another like think similar to like Naruto meets Rurouni Kenshin. It was kind of straddling that sort of line. Yeah, and I think I'm sure there was something else in there. I just can't remember. It's stretching the brain too much. Had too much to drink.
It's a long time ago. Not enough, I say.
Code Geass though has a special place for me in terms of mecha. Like Fully Coolly, yes, but there's only 6 episodes. Code Geass was like the first like serious like 2-season. And it was so like edgy and smart. It had a bit of superpowers going on with the robots. It was so cool, man. I love that. It was so series.
Emo edgy.
It was.
Admittedly, I only watched it last year, so
okay. Actually, how does it hold up?
Pretty well. I mean, I comparable to today's storytelling and character development and all that sort of stuff. It holds up pretty well. It does a good job.
Because it was mid-2000s, wasn't it?
I would definitely put it in line with recommending to people that have enjoyed.
2006.
Like Death Note has a very similar vibe to it, in the sense
more action though.
Yeah, it's got a lot more action than Death Note and a lot more political play.
It's like Gundam meets Death Note.
Yeah. That's exactly
because it's got like the mind game chess. Yeah.
And there's it is basically all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
It's basically chess the anime.
But it was good. It was a good series. The animation held up well.
Was there much CGI? I don't remember.
If there was, it was very little, and I didn't notice it. So
from memory, if they did do it, it was like overlaid with 2D animation or cell shaded.
Or they used it as reference. There's a lot of studios that use it as a rotoscoping reference and do it that way as well. Which they did. They did that with Demon Slayer. That's how they did a lot of scenes in Demon Slayer. Is they actually did a 3D animated version first, and then they rotoscoped it in 2D.
That series is cool.
Yeah. That's how they get all those really smooth animations in there.
Actually, I haven't gotten around to watching the spin-off series for Code Geass Akito of the Rebellion, something along those lines. But I did watch the movie that came out not long ago, and that was cool. It felt like just like straight continuation.
Straight back into it.
And he ran in. Oh, he can't read. Is running. Yeah, he can. He absolutely can. I recommend it. So, quick side note is I recommend so much manga to people that Brandon just decided to tell me that he couldn't read anymore to stop me recommending stuff, and I keep. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Don't care, but you should read this.
I was like, well, when you learn, here you go. To the point where I even recommended another like 10 things to read today to him. So,
look, as long as he's reading Dan to Dan, he's good. That's all I'll recommend to you, Brandon. Just read Dan to Dan and you'll be set.
But yeah, if you enjoyed the series for Code Geass, I would definitely recommend checking out the movie. It feels like an epilogue to the series that came out like 12 years after the fact. I remember hearing that there was talks about they're getting a season 3, but who knows?
I don't know if it needs it, to be honest.
Watch the movie and get back to me.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed that series, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
We got way off topic. We didn't even talk about the Well, they do release some of the light novels in audiobooks, so I'll recommend some of those, like Mishoko Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. I'm sure there's an audiobook for that. That's another inside joke. He refuses to watch or read that. So
why?
Because of the problematicness of the start of like the previous life. But, yeah,
it's problematic.
Well, the original concept got circulated online that like it was pretty bad. Like the original concept was going to be very edgy. Like, I don't want to go. Yeah, like a little bit of what we were talking about earlier. Like oh my god, he was without really saying it. I think saying that word once enough is enough in the episode.
That is right. That's right.
Yeah, and they turned it back for both the manga and they turned it back even more for the anime as well. Even so
in the original,
even in the light novel, like it was when it was being done as the web series. Okay. It was like super edgy, and he like went full on like, how do we make this guy absolutely reprehensible?
Well, that's one way.
And it was like a family member as well, so it was like, yeah, that's a way to do it.
Yeah,
like
if they
there was no
anime,
there was no like there was no contact, but it was still pretty messed up.
You would hate that guy so much.
Yeah.
Are we
and
meant
like
to hate him? What
you're meant to hate him. You're meant to not.
I mean,
like,
I don't like him, but you're meant to necessarily hate him.
You're meant to not like or hate him. It's meant to be like the big juxtaposition between he was a piece of crap. Now he's working to get better. He's still a piece of crap, but like watch him on this journey to become not a piece of crap.
He's still a piece of crap, though.
He's still a piece of crap. Well, at the end of season 1, like it takes all of that effort and then taking another few L's for him to like it takes the guy like what 2 lifetimes almost to become a decent person.
Almost a half decent person.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what it is about the series, man. Like the magic system is so good. The amount of love that was pumped into that anime is insane. Like,
which I'm really appreciating that they're taking their time for the next season.
Yeah,
and getting it done properly.
I can't wait to see how they go for the second season. It'd be good. It'd be good. Anyway, really quickly with the weeklies.
Yeah.
Because we got really off track. Again, Ichinose is a standout. Sakamoto, pretty much what we said already. Are our first reads were the standards again. Sakamoto Days is incredible. We're going into that flashback again. Well, not again. We're going into the flashback of Sakamoto as a young man in the assassin school, and the reveal that
he's a goof.
The reveal that he was like almost expelled was just brilliant.
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
And how they almost got expelled is just exceptional. It's so good.
It's such a good hard-boiled action series. It's so cool. And it is kind of recapturing that carnival arc again as well. That it feels like that
again.
Yeah. Like really cool action, but it's also got that slapstick back again, and we're not it'll get serious because it's gonna be like dark broody past, but at the moment I'm relishing in the light-heartedness of it. Again, Ichinose is just full of so much mystery. I have no idea what is going on. It has been like, what are we, like 13 chapters? It's been 13 weeks and I have still not a clue what is happening in that series.
No, which is not a bad thing. People understand that the mystery is a good thing.
We've hit that 13 chapter mark now.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Cipher Academy is at that 12 chapter mark, and Fabricant 100 is at the 10 chapter mark, along with Ichigoki is under control, is reaching 11 chapters, so they're getting close to that chopping block chapter mark. So we'll have to watch those. With Cipher Academy, who knows what's going to happen with that? We might have one more translated chapter, and then it could be going on hiatus, I guess, maybe
for us English-speaking folk.
Yeah.
Except and for then, transcribe. Still be there,
I wonder if there is any fan subbing on it or fan translating on it. If the official dude was having so much trouble. Ginka and Luna is now at like 22 chapters, so I feel like it's pretty safe. Yeah. Even Tokyo Demon Bride's at 23. I do need to catch up on that. But I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon. I feel like they're both pretty well cemented in now. Yeah. I still haven't gotten around to Jiangxi.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to hold up in general, because it is steeped so heavily in Chinese mythology and Chinese linguistics that people, I don't know how well it's going to be received in the Japanese market. In that sense, there's clearly going to be a lot of people that are like, yeah, I love this, but just the general, you got to
remember, in Japan at the very least, you've got to remember that a lot of their stuff has been taken with liberty from China. Like their entire language, a lot of their folklore, everything is borrowed from China. So
borrowed or colonized?
From China. We're talking way back, because but yes, China colonized Japan and kind of kicked out the Ainu into special parts, and man, the Ainu really didn't have a lot of luck between like the Japanese and the Russians, which I only found out about through reading Golden Kamuy. I was like, there was a war between Japan and Russia?
A long time ago.
Yeah, I know. Well,
yeah. Wow.
Yes, but not that long ago. Like in retrospect, like it's 100 years ish. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's a long time, but not in the great scheme of things.
Yeah. It is interesting to see this sort of stuff sort of crop up, and it's stuff we don't know. Yeah. Why would we know this? We don't do history here in Australia. Yeah, it is interesting to see this stuff come up, and this in Jiangxi is. I don't.
I fear that you're right, and I won't actually get around to reading it.
I don't think you ever will, because you are 100% right in believing that it is the next Naruto.
Yeah,
it's got that vibe. It's 100% that vibe.
I didn't even read the full first chapter.
I honestly think if you read it through, I believe you'd struggle.
I reckon I'll like it. Like, but then the chapters are so big, and I think that's what it's like. Are all of them that large, or is it just the first couple?
No. It's just the first couple, and then they break back to about the 20s.
Okay.
But it's linguistically different to what we normally read. That's all.
We haven't had a Trojan X chapter in a while, actually.
No, I feel like he's just taking a holiday because he's punched out so much stuff so quick. Damn right. I hope he's not working and scribbling away on like 70-page chapter for us.
Absolutely will be.
But he can't be, because he just sort of ended the prologue.
I know, right? It's like what, 40 chapters in?
Yeah, not little chapters, big bastards.
If you even remotely liked Tokyo Ghoul,
Tokyo Ghoul was.
Yeah. Actually probably around the 40 chapter mark. Get on Trojan X. It is amazing. I really enjoyed Tokyo Ghoul, but there's shits all over it. He used so much of what he learned doing that that it's just incredible. For anyone that doesn't know where we read all of our official stuff, Manga Plus is where we read most of it. If you're not caught up, it will be on the Jump Plus app or Viz Media website. But you do have to subscribe for that. It's a few $1 dues.
A few?
Yeah, it's going up again.
$5 dues now.
I mean, that's a few. It's not a couple.
Yeah.
However,
which, if you subscribe to a magazine, that's kind of what you'd get.
With Manga Plus, you get all the Jump Plus titles. So you do get Oshinoko, which isn't part of the Jump lineup. You get Chainsaw Man, you get Dan, and then you get some of the more indie feeling titles with looser release. Yeah, boy. Looser release schedules. Some that I would personally recommend would be Marriage Toxin. Make the Exorcist Fall in Love. I need to catch up with that. But
yeah, me too.
It was pretty fun. Kajiki Chef is really cool. I had it. Hang on, I'm just going to scroll down to the Jump Plus section. Obviously, Dan.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're into the edgy, dark sort of death battle games like King's Game and all of those, you need to check out Tokyo Underground. It is so dumb, but so good. It's my guilty. Kaiju number 8 is actually one of those titles as well. It's one of the Jump Plus titles.
Technically.
It's not, Game Devil. Game Devil is also one that I would recommend. But if you're after the like the romancy sort of like comedy, even if you Slit My Mouth is really good. And then
I still haven't gotten around to that yet.
It's my palate cleanser, and I haven't read it for a bit, so I need to go back to it. Skeleton Double is amazing, and Stage
Not a
S
romance,
is also Stage S is also really good. It is a romance, but it's also a battle manga, but it's also on hiatus at the moment. So now's a good time to catch up.
Skeleton Double reminds me of kind of like a weird 70s spy thriller.
Yeah, it's weird.
Vibe. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's got this like old manga feel. And every time I read it, I'm just like, is this really brand new?
The way that it does its power system is really interesting.
Yeah, super exceptional.
It's a smart power system.
Yeah.
I like the smart uses of power systems. Like Sirens was amazing. I don't really have much else on that level that I can think off the top of my head.
Just got to mention Siren.
I've got to,
at least once.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love that shit.
Yeah. Right.
And if you, I was just going to plug our Twitter, which you can find here. That's where you can find our updates, which I try and limit my social media presence just because
it's social media,
mental health stuff. But I do tweet up when we're going live. It's going to be every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to give us a share to all your friends so we can build up the community. We do have a Discord server. If Logan can fill the air for a second.
You're going to go hunting for that? Well, no. Okay, let me try and fill it. Here we go.
I forgot how Discord works.
It confuses me every time I open that program. It confuses the hell out of me. Let's quickly talk about Chainsaw Man because it was a rather interesting chapter. We definitely had a very interesting interaction between Asa and I keep forgetting his name.
Yoshida.
Yeah. But I think Yoshida's way onto it. He knows well and truly
He's got her, right?
He's got her pegged. He knows exactly who she. I didn't say he pegged her.
Or in talking about pegging, maybe he's all like, "Nah, Denji's mine. Get out of the way."
Well, that was the other vibe I was getting. It definitely feels like he wants in on a bit of that action, and whether it be a romantic,
I don't think it is.
Thing. I don't think it's a romance thing, but I think it's an ownership. It's definitely an ownership thing, and I feel like he is feeling uncomfortable about her, approaching his area of play, because I reckon he's just playing.
He's worried that her getting close to him is going to reveal the Chainsaw Man.
I don't think that's a problem.
I feel like something's going to happen. I feel like something's going to happen in the next few chapters because Chainsaw Man's about to show up to where Asa is. I feel it in the bones, in the waters. And with that stinky devil that Naruto was talking about, I feel like it's whatever, devil is just shown up in front of Asa. Which, I don't remember what happens to Santa Claus in part 1, but I'm getting the doll vibe.
Definitely.
Whether or not it's Santa Claus still, or if it's just a new iteration of the doll devil, I'm getting the vibe from that. Just from that last panel actually, that freaked me out.
That's a gorgeous panel,
dude. The vibe was really unnerving. I hated it.
That's one of the things, that the angle and the way everybody's just sort of standing there. Check out the dead body on the ground, everybody.
It was creepy as hell.
I loved it.
Also, were they dead? Like, they hit the ground and they were all twisted, but I don't know. They might not have been.
I don't know. That looks pretty dead to me.
Yeah, well,
but, who knows? And Denji being all depressed was rather funny as well.
Yeah.
It was a good chapter. Good chapter. Yeah.
One last reminder though, jump on over to Kickstarter. Link is in the description comments place. Description comments place.
Where we keep
the live chat. We've only got like another $300 to make. So I mean, if you want to get yourself in, what the hell was that, Logan?
Sorry, there's a lot of rev heads out my way, and they get a little revvy.
Australia.
It's like 300 meters away too, so that's
loud. Was so loud. We've only got $300 left to make budget. Make the goal. So if you want to get yourself drawn into a comic, this is probably the best and quickest way to do it. Make sure to jump on over, check it out. Even if you know someone that was going to be into that sort of stuff. Wacky Saturday morning cartoons. It's about bread running amok through the city. It's set in Australia. It's fun. Check it out.
It's fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I've been Brad.
And I've been Logan.
He's been Logan.
He's been Brad.
I am. See you next week.
I think we're in the clear. I wouldn't be so sure, Crus. Quick! Let's hide in here!
This is all your fault.
I'm back! You can call me the Master Slice. I'm gonna get ya.
Hey, get off me! I'll eat you all!
Run! Uh-oh. Well, this can't be good.
What am I? Let it out.
What have I become?
Get them!
Down we go! Meet my latest creation! They look just like us. Will this ever end?